What a play after play after play.
And there it is.
And she is taking over.
He's got a lot of room to run.
The greatest conference in the country is showing out tonight, gentlemen.
Wow.
Home run.
That's number one on SportsCenter right there.
They put Davidson in the paint, and he puts it in for a 2-point lead. Your WCAC champions. Thank you for being with us from I Street, downtown Washington, D.C., home of the Gonzaga College High School Eagles, playing host today to the DeMatha Catholic Stags. I'm Ken Meringolo. Welcome. He's Kevin Ricca.
We don't get many days like this one, this atmosphere in our nation's capital today between these two programs. It's a 10 out of 10. It's an A-plus scenario. Our setup is fantastic. We're so thankful to be here, and we're about to get started here, man. Let's go.
Let's go. Great matchup between two top WCAC teams. Let's talk about some of the players we're going to see today. Over on the other sideline for DeMatha, there is the senior quarterback, Denzel Gardner. He's absolutely lighting it up, and certainly is as a senior quarterback coming in, getting a lot of play in the WCAC. Running the ball behind him, toting the rock for the Stags, Bud Coombs, workhorse, every down, everything stud for the Stags this season, Kev.
Noah Chambers has the speed at linebacker. He is a tackling machine. Number 6 is heading to Virginia Tech in the fall, but he plays for the Stags this fall, and he'll be all over the field today, along with his linebacker mate, senior Jermaine Minnis, heading to Ohio University to play some football next year as well. These are two big-time athletes. They're all over the field, and today, mark that tackle box down. They'll be all over it. They're going to have about 20 combined.
There he is, Coach Bill McGregor, 35 years young as a coach in the WCAC. We'll get a chance to talk about him all day today. Certainly a good friend of ours and an amazing, amazing leader, a young man in the WCAC.
Yeah, take football out of it. He's just a great person.
That is right. Coming on over to the Gonzaga sidelines, senior. We'll move that over to the Gonzaga part. Lincoln Fisher wearing number 1 in purple. The senior wide receiver looking the part this year for Gonzaga on the outside, and of course carrying the ball, David Fred, the stabilizing force, moves the ball up and down the dial here for Gonzaga every Saturday.
Then you got Kanoa Winston. If they had an MVP in the WCAC, he would be in serious consideration this season. He has been lights out. Heading to Michigan, fastest man in the WCAC, 100-meter champion. His talent is evident. Carter Meadows Jr., another extremely talented young man. Coming off the edge, this junior has scholarship offers to everywhere. I mean, it's almost just take the top 25 of college, grab about 20 of them. He's got offers to him. It would take forever, and he's going to take forever to make it. He won't take forever to make his impression felt.
And, of course, Coach Randy Trivers got some championships under his belt, and Coach Randy Trivers is obviously very proud of his program here as well. He should be as he leads them into this tilt against DeMatha today. You definitely don't want to wait too much longer before we let you know. We're missing T. We know you're watching from where you are, T. We miss you, buddy. We'll see you on the air with us, hopefully on Tuesday. But Kevin, you talk about this matchup. We're getting into league play. We talked about it earlier this week when we previewed the kind of the beginning of the middle part of the WCAC season, the meat of it, if you will, when the Capital teams start playing against each other every week heading into the playoffs. Gonzaga and DeMatha. We've been here before for this matchup, and we've been here for this matchup ever since we started First Amendment Sports.
Yeah, and that's why we're so lucky to be here again today. The last time we were down in the end zone here to the right, and Caleb Williams was making plays. He right in front of our faces. He did about a 45-degree backdrop, running backwards, sprinted around the back of the end zone, and House called it from 90 out.
Yep.
And we were used to that by that point in time. But, you come in here today, every time I see that end zone, that's exactly what I think about. Instead of many of the parents that have been at these games forever and the Gonzaga fans, what a great, great rivalry. We always talk about that was our first game. Our first game we did together. Gonzaga, DeMatha, the 46-43 amazing championship. Why not come here and do it again on a perfect Saturday afternoon in the real season? This is the real season now.
That's
Everything
right.
else is meaningless. Getting good counsel on Friday night last night. The atmosphere is incredible. They took down St. John's 28-13, getting this season off the way. And right now I can see it's going to be the same atmosphere here today on I Street. The place is jammed.
Terry Kernan, the AD, thank you so much for all that you do here, and of course, thanks for hosting us today. And you talk about you can't look at parts of this place without thinking of certain things. I look here,
wow.
I think about Joe Rada. Everywhere I look, I see Joe. Of course, we have some signs for him as well. But I can't. Whenever I come to I Street, he's my guy, and we are so much gratitude to Joe, not just as First Amendment Sports, but the whole league. Just is such a testament to the kind of man that Joe is and helped to become. And so, being here on a day like today, we'll never forget that. That's another one of the main reasons why we're here.
No, it's a great day, but there is definitely a void. I miss the conversations. I miss him coming up. I miss the way he treated us, and just what a great guy overall.
And neighbor.
A neighbor in our parish. I mean, man, it still stings, but you know what? He'd be honored to see what it looks like today, and that Terry Kernan is doing such a heck of a job here.
Oh, man, Terry's doing great.
And his culture and the culture he set in this exact area we're at will never be forgotten. So
we have the Great American Rivalry series here today. There's a lot going on here. GreatAmericanRivalry.com. And Gonzaga DeMatha certainly qualifies. You could take any of these teams that have been playing each other for darn near 100 years in some cases, and you could call those pretty great rivalries. But DeMatha and Gonzaga have played some amazing ones. And we'll kind of touch on some of these. We touched on the championship game that we covered. Going a little bit back even further, the Gonzaga DeMatha WCAC championship back in 1997. Remember that a little bit because one of our guys, I believe, was on the field that day, wasn't he? Mr. Dave Dugan?
Dave Dugan, and I'm telling you, what another great dude here. And he is the VP of Alumni and Advancement here at Gonzaga. But I want him to know one thing about all this as Conrad Singh comes up into the booth, assistant coach for the Eagles. Dave Dugan, this picture they got of you in the program, it's luxurious. I mean, you got your thumb and forefinger on the chin. Look at the dew. The locks are fresh. Like, Dave, I don't remember just you being so fashion forward and so photogenic. But you know what?
He's a handsome man.
I see it. It's right there.
You know what? He should carry that. Should be in his wallet. That picture right there. He should carry it around everywhere.
I might cut it out and put it in mine.
Make it a T-shirt.
Just for the next time I see him.
We're probably going to see him. We're going to see him tonight up in Kensington. I guarantee you, he'll be there.
Well, that would be
for
something.
Another Gonzaga alum, Andrew Deeren, and his boys are playing a concert tonight. I'm sure many people who are watching this game today will wander down to see Andrew Deeren and the DeVilles. So Dave Dugan, shout out. He's our guy. He somehow always finagles away onto the microphones, and we never try to stop him.
With a face like that, who would?
I mean, he's disarming. It's a disarming handsomeness. Disarming handsomeness. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. We're about 3 minutes out from kick. The Gonzaga team will take the field from behind us as they come onto the field here soon. We'll get an anthem, a prayer, and we'll be ready to get underway. I stood on that side of the field many a time, as I'm sure you have too, Kevin. There was none of these buildings here, so this shade wasn't here. I'm almost thinking on a day like today, that's an advantage for DeMatha being in that shade.
Yeah, exactly. We've been sitting here for about an hour, and I'm cooking. I can't believe I just watched you eat a 5-pound burrito, but I did. So,
it was so good.
No, I bet. It didn't sound so great, but, the fact that we're going to be together for the next 7 hours doesn't give me much confidence either.
Super tight quarters. T is kind of, in one way, feeling very lucky to not be in these tight quarters as the Gonzaga team led by Coach Randy Trivers. There's Lincoln Fisher, Kainoa Winston. Big Xavier Rienzo, number 74. I'll tell you what, Kev, it's a great day for high school football. Everything that you can do to make it feel like high school football, just little things. The stuff like this, the student section here to our right, a packed house, a million different tents with food around it.
There is a buzz here. This is exactly a little slice of Americana here in our nation's capital today on a Saturday afternoon. And I thought we had the best seat in the house, but I'm telling you, our cameras just had panned on this on the condos on the top here above the right end zone, and they definitely have the best seat in the house. Close access to the refrigerator.
That's club level.
Just a patio view of the field. That's pretty big time there.
I believe these are dorms for Georgetown, right? If I'm not mistaken. we getting a good look at a great local game. And we'll turn it over to the PA addresser here.
Football fans, the Great American Rivalry Series would like to take a moment to honor the top scholar athletes from each school. As part of the series, the United States Army will be presenting each player with a college scholarship in recognition of their academic achievement and athletic excellence. To highlight those athletes that hard work on and off the field, the United States is proud to honor the senior player holding the highest academic standing from each team. From DeMatha High School, Denzel Gardner. Denzel has been a prime example of what it means to be a scholar athlete in his time at DeMatha. He has shown leadership in the classroom as he holds a 3.8 GPA and on the field as the quarterback for the Stags. After high school, Denzel will be attending Marshall University to continue his athletic and academic career. Presenting the award is Staff Sergeant Haraz. Congratulations, Denzel. From Gonzaga, Braden Duval. Inside the classroom and off the field at Gonzaga College High School. He has challenged himself in the classroom tremendously, enrolling in 5 AP classes over the past 2 years.
Yes,
AP History, AP Psychology, AP Pre-Calculus, AP Art, and AP Literature. Braden has achieved first honors in every semester at Gonzaga and is an active member of our Onyx Club, Poets and Writers Club, while also participating in football and track and field. Braden's accomplishments at Gonzaga are noteworthy, and he has set a tremendous example for all our players in the football program. He is undecided on where he will attend college but hopes to continue his athletic and academic career at the next level. Once again, presenting his award is Staff Sergeant Haraz. Congratulations, Braden. Ladies and Rhonda fans, beginning the
We love Brandon! We love Brandon! We love Brandon!
Your vote could secure them an additional scholarship and a spot on this nationally recognized team. Please visit GreatAmericanRivalry.com for more information. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please join our captains in the field for this afternoon's coin toss.
We want the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you rise and remove your hats
as we honor America with our anthem.
We're about to get underway here. Both teams set. Captains have called the coin toss. DeMatha's got the shade. God, I'm just so jealous of that shade. All right. Looks like Gonzaga's coming out to receive. We'll see that.
It is such a perfect day right now, and I don't know if anyone could hear the PA announcer a minute ago, but Denzel Gardner, DeMatha's quarterback, and Braden Duvall, a defensive back for Gonzaga, were honored for their academic prowess. The #1 ranked academia on each roster was honored at midfield where they talked about their AP classes. As the father of a high school football player, I understand the time commitment involved.
Oh, yeah.
And there's just no time ever to be wasted. And obviously these guys don't waste any time. It was cool to see two guys being honored for their academics at midfield in their uniforms. That was big time. Nice job, Great American Rivalry Series. I dig that.
Absolutely. You hear the list, like you said, the list of courses, the AP Math, AP Science, AP English. I'll tell you what, in the WCAC, this is AP football. This is an elite level of football. So these guys are as well-rounded as you could possibly be.
Well played, Professor Meringolo.
Well, thank you, sir. And it does look like DeMatha will be kicking off to Gonzaga. Looks like we got Kanoa Winston is going to find some way to get this ball. And the kicker for DeMatha, keep your eye on him, Alex Amaya. He's got a foot.
This young man was a transfer from Bladensburg High School. He was a starting kicker and punter for 3 years with a grand total of 0 field goal attempts. So he knew he had to move it on up, and he did. And you'll see how talented he is. He came out here looking for some money for college, and he's going to get an opportunity today and for the rest of the season to show what he's got.
Big leg on display. And the game is underway. Zamai puts it up, and it'll be fielded by Winston at the goal line. He's got some blocks. He hits the middle of the field. And he gets back to just about the 25-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will go on offense with a chance to score first.
And let's keep an eye on this Eagles offense. We've talked about this big offensive line. We talked about David Fred leading the team at 9 touchdowns. They're going to ground and pound. Last week, David Fred, 122 yards rushing. This is their guy. This is their go-to guy, and he is someone that he does not put the ball on the ground. He's always moving forward. He's a stud.
Sophomore quarterback Jason Lindsay, our first look on First Amendment Sports this season. The fresh face starter this year for Coach Trivers. Year in and year out, one of the most disciplined teams in the league. They're going to need all of that today. And the handoff up the middle is to Fred for a short gain. It looks like Gonzaga wants to play tempo right away.
Well, I was just about to talk about their tempo. They get on the ball right away, and they dictate pace. Sometimes they go right away. Sometimes you'll see he'll back down. Right here, they're going fast. And in the shadows. I'm having a hard time with the shadow right now.
It's like old school playoff baseball. The shadow goes over the mound, but not the hitter. Anyways, that's a short gainer as DeMatha was quick on the tackle. They get to the ball fast, and then we'll be talking about that DeMatha defense. There's some guys over there who are going to be playing on Saturdays for quite a few years.
Yeah, keep an eye on number 9, Mark Beasley Jr., the defensive lineman, 6'4", 250. He will be a major factor in today's game.
Third and long here for Gonzaga. Fred in motion, and it's going to come out to him quickly. He's got a blocker for Lincoln Fisher, but it's not going to be enough.
It's a great play in the open field. Noah Chambers, going to Virginia Tech for a reason, 6'3", 220. He was there in a hurry, in space, making the play, along with Devon Bertrand out there, number 27.
That'll bring on the Eagles punt team. And back to receive for DeMatha at his 35-yard line.
Punt block.
Punt block. And it's a scoop, but no score. But that was Mark Martin, I believe the sophomore, who picked it up. I'm not sure if he got the block, but yeah, you're right.
Severe pressure up the middle. The sophomore did scoop it up. Let's take a peek at who got their hands on that. Number 11.
Oh, wow. James Pace.
I'm telling you, he got up in the air. That vertical hop right there. What athleticism. While taking a hit to the stomach. That's a big-time play.
Another sophomore for Coach McGregor. And as we say year in and year out, there is no rebuilding at this level, this level of high school football, only reloading. Both of these programs have plenty of kids who can play right away, and they're expected to. As Denzel Gardner on 1st and goal. He's got Bud Coombs in the backfield with him. Denzel looks to pass. He's going to the front pylon, and he gets it right to the inside the 1, it looks like, and that's where it'll be 2nd and goal.
A little slant out there. I like the route. I like the spot where Denzel put the ball, and I like they come out throwing here on 1st down in the red zone, showing the confidence they have in the senior.
LeVar Keys on the reception.
And we'll be saying LeVar Keys' name today, a gifted athletic presence in that Stag offense.
Yep, the junior Penn State commit. He's big time.
Give it to the up back. And he gets over the goal line. That's going to be a touchdown for DeMatha as the turnover block punt leads to a 2-play drive for DeMatha.
Bill McGregor couldn't have drawn it up any better. A 3-and-out with a block punt, a completion, and a fullback dive, up 7-0. Gonzaga's offense is going to have to respond right here. Can't afford another 3-and-out, but it seems like the game just got started here. And those the stats on a punt block, it just means Gonzaga's going to have to make a big play in special teams with a guy like Kanoa Winston. That's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, and what Kevin's alluding to there on specials. Amaya with the extra point up and good. Yeah, you put on the stat sheet a block punt and short yardage. You've just increased the chances of winning exponentially. The good news for the home team is it's super early in this game. They staked DeMatha to a 7-0 lead, but we're still 10:22 to go here in the first quarter. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time to gain momentum back with a crowd like this and an atmosphere like this. DeMatha has just kind of quieted things down a little bit. Gonzaga's one big play away from everyone getting back in. This is going to be quite a game. Coming out throwing in the red zone right away shows me a little something. Not just a belief in Denzel, but they're not just going to go ground and pound all day long. They got a senior they trust. He's heading to Marshall, and we talked about him. He's the smartest guy in the team. So put the ball in his hands. That makes sense to me.
Air Raid Billy?
There you go.
Is that what you're saying?
There you go.
Didn't know we were in this. He was going to gradually evolve into air raid Billy at this point of his career, but clearly.
Well, I know one guy sitting at home that should be sitting with us that wishes he was Air Raid Billy about 40 years ago. 35, sorry. But we were missing T-Bird Strachan today. It was just a stupid freak accident. A little mechanical trouble with the chair, but let's all remember that. Keep T in our thoughts and prayers. He is kicking butt out there fighting cancer, and it has nothing to do with that today. But say a little prayer for T when you can. We miss you today, brother. Wish you were sitting with us. But this was a chair malfunction. He'll be up and ready to go, hopefully by tonight.
Hopefully by tonight.
This kid's got a foot.
Touchback. 1st and 10.
The Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
First and 20, and they said, let's just kick this thing out of here and not let Kanoa have a shot at it. 1st and 20. Coach Travers, he's been around the block. He's already got 2 quick throws for his
10
sophomore.
from the 20.
From the 20. Sorry. But he's got his sophomore. He's already got 2 throws under his belt. He's his first drive as a player in this league is over, and here we go.
Fred up the middle, met right away by James Pace in the backfield. That's going to be a loss on 1st down as 11 just got there quickly.
And Naeem Dominique was next in, and little zone read action here.
No gain on the play to bring up 2nd down.
And I'll tell you, keep an eye on this. James Pace just had no regard for the quarterback. If that thing gets pulled, there's no one out wide.
Interesting. Let's see, as Lindsey under center. Brings the big man in motion. He's looking to throw. And he's coming out to the flat. Braden Marco.
The one thing that's popping out on the screen to me is the speed of this DeMatha defense. Gonzaga's getting the ball in open spots to their athletes, but this speed is relentless. Noah Chambers can fly, man.
We do have a flag on the field. We'll see what the call is. It's in the area of holding.
Personal foul on Gonzaga.
There is a penalty on the play. The charge against the offense.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to mark. I mean, that's, I believe.
A personal foul right at the line of scrimmage. All I could think is maybe a high-low, maybe a chop block, some type of, face mask. I'm not sure what the 15 yards would be. They didn't, we don't get the explanation, but I didn't see it. All right, so they're taking them back halfway. 2nd and 20 here.
Eight on the play clock. As Jason checks. And it's the give. And there's just not that much there as DeMatha is suffocating 3 or 4 defenders right there with Jermaine Minnis leading the way, as you said, Kevin, at the top of the show. You don't want to let number 8 get his hands on you because if he does, it's a tackle.
Both these teams are giving up less than 10 points a game. Defense is the name of the game for both these programs, and right now DeMatha is showing why. It seems like they're playing with 12 guys. They're playing with a vengeance, and they're all over the place.
Looking to throw. He's talking to his receiver. He's got a receiver and a blocker downfield. And he's brought down about the 25-yard line. It's going to be short of 1st down yardage.
Jacob Wallace taking on the block and making the tackle afterwards. Huge play for the DeMatha defense out there all by himself. Nice job by the sophomore quarterback letting this screen unfold. He didn't rush it. Waited for his guy to get open. put it on the money, but nice play by number 3, Jacob Wallace, out in the flat.
John Holly on for the Eagles to punt as the offense dug him out of the shadow of his goalpost here. Good snap. And punts away. And it sits right about the 40-yard line. We'll call it the 41 of DeMatha. I'm sorry, of Gonzaga. So DeMatha will start again with pretty decent field position. Not as good as inside the 10, but their offense will go to work in Eagle territory.
The Gonzaga defense is up against it here early in the first quarter, having their backs against the wall after the block punt, and now having it at their own 41. But this is an extremely talented group.
Bud Combs. Coombs in the slot. Denzel quickly to him in the flat. And he picks up about 4 yards there. As tough as he is between the tackles, if he gets out into the flat, he can cause damage.
The Maryland commit is a special athlete. As a baseball player, he's so gifted also. And he's going to also play for the Dirty Terps out there. They got him clocked with throwing the ball from the outfield at 92 miles an hour. I mean, come on, man.
He's going to have some options as he motions to the slot again on the short side of the field. Here comes LeVar Keys. Denzel looking to throw again. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to be brought down, and that's a sack. Is that 93?
93. Ethan Brown.
That's Ethan Brown. First I thought it was 98. I'm like, we don't have 98. But look, they got in there. I think there was a couple of different defensive linemen who put the pressure on Denzel. It came from the outside. There's Carter Meadows.
Ethan Brown just beat his man and made a big-time sack. I told you this defense is extremely talented, giving up 7 points a game. 3rd and long is exactly where they want to be.
Huge play for Gonzaga, and an even bigger play coming up.
This fits right into the 2 edge rushers and the 4 scholarship D-backs here wearing purple.
Denzel to throw a quick one to Coombs.
What a play. Now you see what I'm talking about. Carter Meadows, 6'6", 220, selling out the speed, athleticism, diving tackle, 3 and out, just what the doctor ordered for the Eagles defense.
He's been so fun to watch ever since he stepped on campus, and you always just know what kind of athlete he is. You know what he's capable of.
He sniffs it out, he redirects.
And he's putting it together here for Gonzaga. Great stop. Alex Amaya will come out to punt. Lincoln Fisher back deep for the Eagles to receive.
That's why Georgia, Texas A&M, and everyone else in the top 25 was trying to get his services. That's a big-time player.
Good snap. And a very good punt. Lost in the sun. Looks like it's going to bounce into the end zone. That'll come out to the 20 where the Eagles will take over again for their 3rd possession now. Got a flag on the field, and it might be a false start on the Stags. If so, I don't know whether or not you make him kick it again. I think Amaya can put it in the end zone from pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, he's a talented kid. I don't want him to give another crack at it. You don't want to start with your on a 5-yard line here, the way it started so far.
Give him 5 yards of room to pin you inside the 10.
Although
that's what they're going to do. Let's see if they can.
Yeah, they're going to repick it. All right, I like it. Well, here's the deal.
You got Lincoln back there.
Exactly. Exactly. I thought about that before I thought about that. Let's get the ball in this guy's hands in any way we can. Some confusion on DeMatha's personnel here. Play clock just started at 25, so they got 20 seconds to get this.
I think they still only have 10 men on the field, but I'm not good at counting.
It's exactly 10.
Maybe they're
they had to waste a timeout there.
Yeah.
Well, another reason why you make them kick it again. You wipe a timeout off the board.
Good job, Gonzaga.
That's why, Ken. There's no more coaching. They're sitting in the booth with you. But one thing I realized when looking at the roster, and I've known it, but it sort of hit me today when we got here. There's 6 kids I coached out here in Little League football for the last few years. There's one kid. I mean, I can go ahead and say it because Nick Ferrante,
Yes, you can.
I coached his dad.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, come on, man.
Hampton Sydney.
Not ready for all this. Shout out Nick Ferrante. What a great player at Hampton Sydney. But, yeah, playing for Gonzaga alum. Marty Favorette was the head coach. I was the offensive coordinator, and I coached that young man's father. I'm gonna need some aspirin.
Oh, seriously. Get this man a sweater vest stat. He needs one.
And some warm milk if someone's at it. I mean, come on.
That's awesome.
What are we talking about
That's
here?
pretty cool. Maya from his 40, and it's the boomer punt. And he makes Lincoln Fisher chase it down, and this might be the result that Gonzaga did not want.
Boy.
As that ball went out, I believe, at the 1 yard line. That's tough. That's a tough break for Gonzaga, and a great play by the senior kicker out of Bladensburg.
That's an amazing punt. Wow.
He's a weapon. And that's why he went to DeMatha, to prove that he is.
Absolutely. And also, I want to make sure I mention Conrad Singh from that same Hampton City team that came up right during pregame warm-ups, right when we got live. Gave us a little dap up. It's always great to see him down here. One of my favorite kids I've ever been around in my football family. Those two, Nick Ferrante, Conrad Singh, it doesn't get much classier or better. They were great teammates and great kids to coach, and I love being around them. So today is a cool day. I hope to see the Ferrantes before we go. Awesome to see Conrad. It's just so great to be here today, man. Kanoa Winston in the backfield right next to Jason Lindsay here.
We got referees want to put the brakes on here. What's going on here? Play clock is still at 25. They're bringing the offense off the field as the referees are going to look to. We're not sure exactly what's happening here.
I have no idea.
But looks like my worst fear was that maybe someone was hurt. Doesn't look like that's the case. It's got a timeout on the field, maybe a TV timeout.
The Gonzaga called a timeout.
Okay. Well, when you're standing inside the 1 yard line, with 99.5 yards to go against this DeMatha defense, that's worth a timeout.
Agreed. And when you got Kanoa Winston in the backfield, offense gets a lot more dangerous. Last week, he was special. He had about a 50-yard touchdown run. He had over 100 yards rushing on the day. Lincoln Fisher had a 76-yard reverse. These guys rushed for over 300 yards last week. That's ground and pound right there, and it was those three guys. And that big O-line, of course, paving the way. They're going to need him right here, right now.
They're going to need that offensive line. That is a fact. Hard count.
Yep, trying to get him to jump here.
Free 5 yards would be great.
5 seconds on the play clock.
And they'll dig out a little bit there with a gain of about 2.5, 3 yards. David Fred.
Jermaine Minnis, the other linebacker we featured in pregame, showing why he's playing ball for free, or going to school for free by playing ball at Ohio. What's better than that? Free school and football. It's a big deal. But did you see him get off that block and dive down the hole?
His defensive line for DeMatha making it unfair by keeping purple jerseys off of number 8.
Father Damien at the line of scrimmage praying for DeMatha to get a 3 and out here.
I see him. And that's going to be a safety for DeMatha as they're able to get into the backfield, and I believe that was Noah Chambers.
That's him. He's that guy.
Maybe they're going to give him. They're going to get him forward progress outside of the end zone.
Yes, okay,
but that ball couldn't be more on the goal line at this moment. Let's see it again here.
Peek here. And he was just wow. It wasn't a direct snap. The hand up. Ooh.
Third down. And there's the run. And
heck of a run by Fred.
That's right. It's dangerously close to first down yardage, but it will be
Flag in the play.
Flag down.
Great double team at the point of attack there. Waiting on the call.
That's a sideline warning on Gonzaga.
No, they had already previously gotten a warning, unless you get two.
Fool me twice.
If a referee calls a sideline warning penalty in this part of the field, they better have direct access to the Metro.
Their ride better be picking him up on the field.
Call that Uber now, brother. 4th down, punt team coming in. 3 straight 3-and-outs for this DeMatha defense that looks, Ken, they look outstanding. They're flying around. They got beef up front. They got 2 linebackers going to play ball in college at the Division I level. 4 D-backs doing the same thing. This
might be a delay of game. Yep. They didn't get the snap off in time. That'll be a half of the distance. It's essentially a 5-yard penalty. The ball be on the 5. It'll just push old John Holly a little bit closer to that back line. We'll have to watch his back heel. Doesn't want to Orlovsky it. There he is, standing just under the goalposts. Kick is away, and it's a good one. And it'll go out of bounds. And I believe the Stags will take over right around, where is that, 25-yard line-ish? Yeah, 20 even. We'll see where they spot this ball. But they were trying to keep that ball away from LeVar Keys. And that ball will sit at the 18-yard line.
In great news, Joe Aschenbach has fixed T. Strachan's chair. That's just amazing. Not all heroes wear capes was the text. T, don't think he's going to be able to make it here on time today, but enjoy us now and know that, the night is young, my friend. The night is young. Way to be, Joe Aschenbach.
Joe Aschenbach is our hero.
And this Gonzaga defense is looking to pull off something heroic as well. They've been up against it all day long. If they can get out of here with no points, it would be something else. But
Coombs.
Easier said than done with Bud Coombs.
Yeah, down the throat of the defense there and pushing it inside. Almost 10 yards on the gain on 1st down.
DeMatha's got 1 loss in the season, Ken. Bud Coombs was injured against Spalding, and that definitely caused the offensive game plan to run amok for them. I think they'd love to have another crack at him, but right now you see how he gets north-south, his feet, his lower half. He's a bear to tackle.
It's going to be a direct snap to Coombs. And he fakes the give to Gardner and tries the C-gap on the right side, and it's not there.
There are very few high schools in the United States of America that have 2 guys that have that amount of athleticism in the same backfield. They're interchangeable. They're both remarkable athletes. Denzel Gardner runs like a tailback. Make no mistake about it. He will lower the shoulder and put you on your back.
Yeah, and a concerted effort here in the first quarter, not putting a lot of tread on those wheels and those shoulders in the run game for DeMatha as they're going through the air and giving it to Coombs. And they give it to Bud again, and he pushes forward. He's inside the 5, and the pile is moving his way. And it'll be 3rd and goal inside the 5 for the Stags. Good. I'm just so happy about Joe Aschenbach saving the day. I'm going to think about that for a while. Just give him just enough Coors Lights. You know he's going to fix it every time.
Just a great team player.
1.5 here, ticking down in the first quarter. DeMatha up 7-0. Denzel Gardner with a keeper over the right side, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown for DeMatha. And they now have 2 scores on 2 short field possessions.
It's just a lot to ask this defense to have the ball going up against it inside their own 20 and inside their own 40 twice. They were successful last drive stopping them, but you're not going to be able to stop this offense every time downhill. You're just going to have to match it offensively, and it would be nice for the Eagles to get the ball outside of their own 20-yard line as well on offense.
Even outside of their own 10.
Get things going.
Amaya That's up and good. It's 14-0 here in the first quarter on I Street. The home team up against it early as the Stags, who we talked about on Tuesday night. Kevin, you talk about Coach McGregor and a senior quarterback. It's a luxury that these other coaches, Coach Travers, Coach Stefanelli, Coach Ward, they don't have it this year. And so DeMatha really, it's paying dividends. We like to talk about senior point guards, on the basketball court. Senior quarterbacks are just as, if not more, important to these teams. And DeMatha's got one, and then they haven't even really had to move him around too much yet. But there you got a sense of what he brings to the table in the run game.
Well, Ken, Bill McGregor's 317 and 53. That means for his 35 years, he has won 6 out of every 7 games. He is no dummy. Denzel Gardner's no dummy. He was honored as the smartest guy in the team pregame. When you have a senior quarterback with this amount of athleticism and is the smartest guy on your team, it is a bit of a luxury.
Yeah, it sure is.
Kanoa Winston is dying to change the outlook of this game right now. Number 5 can do it. You give him a crease, he will take it to the house.
Alex Amaya, see if he can play keep away here with his leg. And he booms one.
Yeah, they want nothing to do with 5 on that, and I agree with them.
And Gonzaga's going to have to find a way to get the ball in 5's hands, and they do a good job of that. Week in and week out, we see that stat sheet that number 5 puts up on the offensive side of the ball, and it's meaningful for this offense, and they're going to need it today.
Yeah, this Gonzaga offense just has to erase their memory from anything that's happened so far this game. It's been 3 straight 3-and-outs. They got to get that first down, get things rolling, and when they get that pace, when they start dictating pace, when Randy Travers gets his team on the ball in a hurry, they don't go fast every time, but when they start dictating pace, that's when they get a flow. This offense needs to get into a little flow here to have some success.
And here comes, let's see who we got at Q. That is Kanoa Winston at Q. And they'll direct snap to him. Try to get things going. Lincoln Fisher in motion. And Winston. It's a short gainer there as he tucked and tried the right side.
Justin Booz, first on the scene.
6'3", 230-pound defensive lineman for DeMatha. Winston will move into the slot on the right here. Referees will blow.
Timeout, DeMatha.
Be interesting what we see. That motion out where Winston was, I was kind of expecting him to get a quick shot there.
There was something, because there was plenty of time on the play clock, there was something that Dino Campbell, the defensive coordinator, who's won more championships than any coach in WCAC history, if he sees something wrong and calls a timeout, I'm trusting it.
If he sees it, it's there. There's nothing he's not seen.
Another one of our favorites from our football family here, Dino. I mean, he is such a legend. Was with Coach McGregor for eternity. Had a year or two where he came over and helped out with the St. John's Cadets where we got to know him. And I learned more about defense in one afternoon listening to that man talk than I have in the rest of my 45 years as a football fan.
Just keeping my mouth shut and watching him work the whiteboard on Saturday afternoons after games. Griff sitting at his desk and just listening to Dino.
It was like being an 8-year-old again. Just sit in the corner and keep quiet. Maybe you might learn something. All right, here we go.
2nd and long here for the Eagles. Similar formation to what they left the field on, as you got Winston on Lindsey's right, and now he's going to come in motion. And we got another whistle blowing dead, and I don't know if it's going to be it's going to be a false start.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, but half the field is in shade, half the field is in the sun, and
5 for flinching.
5 for flinching. And that's not what Gonzaga needs. They need to go the other way.
They need to get the ball to one of the guys and get a little chunk play and get some confidence here going. They'll be all right.
And they got single coverage wide top of the screen here. Run over the right side.
I mean, Noah Chambers is flying around making plays relentlessly. He came from the backside, ran that thing down. It never had a chance to get going. Jermaine Minnis along with them. These guys are excellent linebackers.
You get a look at David Fred. He's got blockers out there, and DeMatha's pursuit from all angles.
It's going to be hard to run outside with that team speed on the DeMatha side.
3rd and 10 here, as the play clock and the game clock are about the same. Technically, they could let this quarter end. And they'll get the snap off just in time as Lindsey looking to pass, and he's under pressure. He steps up into the pocket, and he throws it incomplete as there was coverage there on his receiver.
Is there a flag?
No, I don't see any flags down. It's going to bring up 4th and 10. I was looking for it too.
Nice job avoiding the rush there by the sophomore. Putting it in a safe place, not throwing it up for grabs there.
That'll do it for the first quarter. We'll flip it around here, switch sides, and see what Gonzaga wants to do. We're guessing they'll bring the punt team on the field. And 14-0 game after 12 minutes of action. Block punt to get things started is most of it, right? I mean, DeMatha scored twice on short fields. Gonzaga made a stop when DeMatha was having to get a few first downs. But the Gonzaga offense hasn't been able to get going yet.
Here's the fact of the matter. DeMatha is playing great football.
Yes.
Defensively, they're all over the place. And on offense, they got the senior. They got Bud Coombs. They've won. Bud Coombs and Denzel Gardner have won 30 football games together in their career here at DeMatha. They played in the championship back-to-back years. Came up a bit short, but we talked about their goal this year, their drive. This is a great football team. So Gonzaga's just going to have to clean it up a little bit, get offensive going. You know your defense you can rely on. Got to give them a little bit better field position. So you're hoping for a big punt here. And I will tell you this, switching sides, switching directions, Gonzaga's looking for everything they can get here. So
That's right.
Hey, that's only one quarter. There's a lot of football left.
All right, John Holly on the field here to punt it away. Jacob Wallace is a short return man. LeVar Keys is the deep return man. So watch for laterals and reverses from these guys. Snaps away. Kick is up, and it's a good kick. Fair catch called for it at the 50. And that's really what Gonzaga needed. That's going to be the best field position that they put their defense in all day.
Well, the ball has been on the DeMatha side of the field for the entirety of the first quarter and the first play of the second. It's been tough sledding for the Eagles, but right now, this D's got to dig down deep and come up with a stop.
DeMatha hits the field, ready to go. Coombs and Gardner in the backfield. LeVar Keys singled up on the outside by Deuce Arnold. Coombs with a head of steam. Picks up about 3 yards on first down.
Rex Stinchcomb.
Yep.
Heading to Buffalo. We've called his games for years. He is a heck of a defensive lineman. He keeps his shoulders square at all times. He plays with a huge motor. His low center of gravity allows him to win more than he loses. And he's been someone that we've watched and felt was a heck of a player for years now.
Yeah, Sexy Rexy. We've been talking about him ever since he got to campus.
That's Ken's nickname, not Kevin's.
Oh, that's going to be a false start on the offense, I believe. And there it's the call, and it's going to move it back. It'll be about 2nd and 11 here for the Stags.
Charged against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Tell you what, Josh Parker strikes quite the
I
silhouette.
was thinking the same thing. That is not a small unit.
He's stretched. 2nd and long. It's Elijah Lee in motion. Coombs with the carry, and he's again attacking that line of scrimmage. He'll pick up 3 there. It'll be 3rd and long, so this Gonzaga defense in a good spot. To what Kevin said before, strong, stout linemen up front. and gifted corners on the outside and safeties behind.
And you'll see why, yes, that defensive backfield. But Tyson Harley just jogged onto the field, and he's such a big-time talent. That junior, another guy with 20 scholarship offers from Georgia on down and everyone else in between. Him coming off the edge with Carter Meadows and 3rd and long is where they want to be, forcing that ball to come out sooner than later for that defensive backfield to capitalize. So here we go.
Denzel to pass. And he tries to middle of the field. That ball gets tipped up. Good coverage.
Great
It'll
play.
bring up 4th down. That was exciting for a second.
That was a great play right there. Aiden Foster, I believe that was Aiden Foster getting a hand in, recognizing curl. He stops. No, I'm sorry.
Arnold.
Deuce Arnold, my bad. Nice play, Deuce Arnold. Excellent coverage, reaching around, not making sure to have any body contact, getting an arm in there and breaking it up. Excellent pass protection by the 2 tackles on the edges there. Denzel had a pocket, but Deuce had a game plan.
Yeah, he did. Lincoln Fisher on his own 10. And
look at this kid.
Booming kick. And Fisher's got to chase it down. And he's standing inside the 5, and he points himself upfield. And I tell you what, you don't like your guys returning the ball, but if he doesn't return that ball, it's on the 1 again.
What a weapon to have. This punter has been ridiculous so far, pinning Gonzaga down all over the place. The angled punch, this kid's talented, man. And an excellent tackle there. Who was that? Hustling down on specials, Landon Williams for the Stags.
Your heart goes out to this Gonzaga offense. They've had some pretty rough field positions so far today. But
special teams, they've been put in a spot all day long. They're gonna have to dig themselves out of it.
Yep. I mean that's get some momentum, get that first down, and then go from there. Jason Lindsay under center, Fred behind him. Lindsay with the give. And Fred, it's bounced back into the backfield.
Jermaine Minnis again.
Yep.
I told you these two are going to have 20 combined tackles today. I didn't know it was going to happen before halftime.
Whew. That'll be a no-gainer. We'll call it 2nd and 9 and 3/4. Noah Chambers is everywhere today so far.
Both of them. Dude, it's Jermaine Minnis and Noah Chambers. And we're going to say those names a bunch more.
Handoff.
Good cut.
And a decent pickup there as Fred picked up about 4 yards.
David Fred, he runs so hard. Not one guy's getting him down. I said last week, he's taken every hit this league has to offer. He plays behind himself, behind his pads. He's just looking for one little crease to get loose here, a little chunk.
And these Gonzaga running backs over the years, David Fred's a classic example. He's dependable, reliable, always gives you at least what they're going to give you, and then he takes what he wants from there. 3rd and 7 here. Lindsay to throw. He's got time. Oh, and they're going to get the defender there for the coverage. Everything kind of happened on top of each other. I kind of like the call. The defender was certainly on top of the receiver.
There's not a lot of arguing going on.
Yeah.
I think that was the right call. Nice job stepping and throwing.
And a penalty.
It was the right call.
It'll be 10 yards, so that will be good enough for a first down. As Kevin, if I'm not mistaken, it's not an automatic first down at the high school level.
It is not. We learned that last week.
That's right.
I was mistaken.
1st and 10. Gonzaga. Ball sitting just on their side of the 30-yard line. Lincoln in motion. Fake give to Fred, and it'll get Lincoln off on the right side. Nice pickup, about 7 yards on first down.
Now that's how you get the offense rolling. Run a little play pass. You got Lincoln Fisher in the flat for a positive 7-8 yard gain here. Now we're in 2nd and short. This is where they need to be for the rest of the afternoon. First down is going to be so key.
Oh,
Jermaine Minnis on the tackle.
Of course. Gonzaga getting in the line of scrimmage quickly. In this situation, they're going to take their time. Big number 80, John Gaskins, is going to lead block here for Fred, and he's going to have some room, and he's going to have first down yardage. He thought he might have a little bit more, that DeMatha defense converged on him, but David Fred moves the sticks for the Eagles. One more first down will get him into DeMatha territory for the first time today.
Yeah, now they're starting to do the things that they're good at. This is what they're good at. The young sophomore on play pass, getting out there on the run, making a nice throw, getting David Fred, locking down that left side.
Lindsey wants to throw quickly to the outside, and he has Lincoln Fisher, and ball hits his hands. Was not able to bring it in. Jacob Wallace was there, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Second and 10. Hard count there by Lindsey. Plenty of time on the play clock as the coaches send in the final tweaks. And he gets it out to the tight end on the right side with a little bit of running room, and he's going to be about 3 or 4 yards short of a first down, so that'll bring up third and manageable.
Love how Jason Lindsey got that ball out quickly, so quick, giving the tight end a chance to make a play, run a catch.
And that was Braden Marco, and he came up a little bit limpy there afterwards, but he's going to stay in there. He'll be fine. Walk it off.
Professor, not a doctor.
That's right.
Yeah. A little limpy. I'm not sure about that one.
Oh. Make the man with the limp go in motion. And now it's a run around the left side, and that's Winston, and he'll be dropped for a loss.
Those two are so fast. It's the two guys we've been talking about all day long. They're so fast. They're tough. They're long. 6'3", 220, 6'1", 210. These guys can play ball, man.
Now this could be an interesting call. It'll be 4th and 5. If they were to go for it and not make it, it would still, I believe, be DeMatha's worst starting field positions. But they're going to send the punt team on and try to make them drive the length of the field.
You know, some fans might not like it, but I agree with this. You have a chance to shift the balance. The ball's been on one side of the field for the entirety of the day. Let's switch this up a little bit. Give our defense a chance to be more aggressive instead of playing on our heels.
And he gets a foot on it, and that's a good punt. It'll be fair caught at the 20, and that's good. A good job by Gonzaga. The field is officially flipped. DeMatha's got to go 80 yards. 5.5 to go here in the first half. Up 2 scores.
The team speed of the Stags on the defensive side of the ball has been the story so far. They're stopping things and snuffing things out before they get a chance to get started. They're all over the place. These linebackers are sideline to sideline guys, and man, so far it's been their afternoon. But Gonzaga can show right now what their team defensive speed is all about, and they got guys all over the place as well. They need to pin these guys down here, force them to punt, and start from their own midfield so they can do something on offense without having the end zone in the back of their shadow.
Denzel Gardner with the give. And a nice-looking stop by that Gonzaga front. Let's see who was in there first.
I'm guessing Carter Meadows. And I think I guessed correctly.
I think Ethan Brown was part of that as
well.
There
you go, big 93. Elijah Lee in the game for the Stags, getting the carry.
And after the loss, it'll be 2nd and long here for DeMatha as Bud Coombs checks back in the backfield for the Stags. Lee in motion. Denzel, he's looking.
Boy.
And he had a receiver. He kind of just
lifted
it up for him. There's a flag in the backfield. We'll see who it's on.
There's also a flag in the defensive backfield.
There's one referee pointing at Gonzaga. This might be offsetting, potentially. We'll get the signal here. Holding on the defense.
There you go.
So you decline that, right?
Why? It's on the defense.
So you accept that, right?
Yes, you do, Ken. There you go. I knew you'd get it.
Wait a second. I thought we were.
You definitely had 2 shots at it there.
Thought we were. Well, I did. That was a lot of burrito pregame. Just so we're clear.
I'm very happy I declined to eat the 5-pound burrito, but you didn't. There's going to be a penalty on you for something later.
Well, I'm going to definitely try to do less reasoning. Still second down. 2nd and 1 here. And Coombs is dropped in the backfield. And that was a good-looking tackle. There's a couple different guys got back there, but Walker Littleton was leading the way.
Walker Littleton shows that he's got some speed off the edge as well.
There he is. You see him creeping up, and he just shoots that gap.
Yeah, that's a great play there. He timed that thing up perfect. Tackle for loss for Walker Middleton.
And now here you go. 3rd down opportunity for Gonzaga.
Huge play
to
for the
get
defense
off the
here.
Bud Coombs. He's going to be close, and it's going to be 4th down. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This referee put up a 4th down mark. We'll see what they're calling.
Yeah, let's see.
They're going to move the chains. 1st and 10.
That was close. We got the clock running. I think 2 timeouts each.
Quick throw by Gardner. And a nice move on the outside. Is that 14, Brandon Newman?
It's a nice tackle, and forgive me, but I cannot see anything in the shadows right now. I can't see what number that was, but I can see there's a flag.
Yeah, we got a flag down. We'll get the call here. It's going to be on DeMatha.
That's going to be an illegal lineman downfield. It happens a lot.
And it is a loss of down. So it'll be 2nd and 15 here for DeMatha.
When you're reading that and you're thinking about pulling it, and although that was pretty quick, I think the lineman got downfield and then he pulled it and threw it. They were just not on the same page. But it's an illegal lineman downfield call on an RPO.
Coombs has the edge. Going to make some
What
people
a cut.
miss.
That was a cut there. His lower half is different. He knows it. He's celebrating, but he put a foot in the ground and made a man miss in open field.
1st down to DeMatha on the run by Bud Coombs. We've seen a DeMatha running back or two in our day make this cut right here.
Oh.
That's tough. Varkey's on the short side of the field. That's Coombs and Gardner in the backfield. It's keeper. Denzel is looking to throw for a second, but he flicks it out at the last second.
That's great
team.
Yeah. Great team defense right there, all across the board. Everyone was in their spot.
Denzel just strung the play out until.
And they still got a couple more yards than I thought, but that was well done. When you got Denzel out there all alone, and you only give up a couple yards, that's a victory.
2nd and 6.
Noah Winston, right where he's supposed to be. He usually is around that ball.
Yep.
The fastest man in the WCAC, 100-meter champ. Quick throw to the outside. LeVar Keys will catch it, but he was
He was down when he caught it. That'll bring up 3rd and short here.
3rd and short. That clock is running.
Minute and a half.
No, first down again.
They gave him first down yardage. I didn't see that.
Ugh.
Elijah Lee in the backfield. And he gets the carry. And he makes a couple guys miss as the flag comes on.
Another flag, and I think that is in the area of holding as well.
Yeah. Looked like Rocco Williams was able to reach a hand out from mid-hold to try to make this tackle, but looked like he was held pretty good. Right there, you see it.
Yep, exactly. He reached around, he grabbed the back of the jersey. That was a blatant one.
And that'll push DeMatha back. I believe that'll make it 1st and 20, and this is a real opportunity for Gonzaga. A minute left. I believe DeMatha gets the ball first in the second half, so this is definitely points you don't want to give up.
And DeMatha only has 1 timeout left, not 2. They have 1 timeout left with 1:06 and then running.
Denzel to throw out to his left quickly, and he gets it out there to Brandon Newman. And the ball's on the ground, and Gonzaga's saying they have it.
This would be huge.
What's going on at the bottom of that pile? Someone's about to win this battle.
And it looks, no one's pointing. Well, someone's going to have to point. There we go.
There it is. It's Gonzaga ball. Big turnover as DeMatha turns it over in their own territory. And so the Eagles will have the best starting field position of the day thanks to that defense.
So now you got 44 seconds on the clock. You got 2 timeouts left.
And you got to get points. And you know, we know Gonzaga likes to take shots. It's a tough team to take shots against.
And how about Gonzaga's defense there? Backs against the wall the entire half, coming up with the turnover. Giving the offense a shot at points here before we go in at halftime. Big time play out there. Once again, I got shadowed.
Gavin McIntosh, he would be your guy if you're going to launch these in single coverage on the wide side of the field. Jason Lindsay winding it up. He's going deep downfield, and that should not go.
The referee reached into his pocket. Then he decided not to pull the pocket out.
And I'll tell you why I think he decided against it. The defender was turned slightly towards the ball.
Well, you got to ask, what was he reaching for?
He looked like I'm kind of liking the call.
Like, should I pull it out? Should I not pull it out?
If he was on this side of the field, maybe. I thought it was a good non-call there, having seen the replay. Good coverage by the defender.
Typically, that's an automatic flag.
It's an automatic flag.
If there's any type of collision or blah, blah, blah at the high school level, you see that flag
come out. It's a no-brainer. Second and 10. Fred out to the left here. Lindsey's going to have to get rid of it. He's pushed up in the pocket. And he'll pick up a couple of yards. It'll bring up 3rd down. It's 27 seconds here.
Timeout. We got a timeout.
Gonzaga did burn a timeout. And I don't believe they're in field goal range just quite yet. Sit with the ball sitting outside the 40. I think they're gonna need to move these sticks at least one more time in the next 27 seconds.
Yeah, I like it. I like when you're getting single coverage. You got a single high safety out there, just taking a shot with one of your guys, whether it be Lincoln Fisher or anybody. Let the young sophomore pull one up in the air. You're hoping for another call after the non-call there, possibly making a play. Why not? Might want to try and go get that first down before you make that call, but if you got single coverage out there, and that's your opportunity against this defense.
Coach Drivers is respectfully explaining his case I'm guessing about that non-pass interference call.
The entirety of this timeout has been him and the head official face-to-face having a great debate.
I think they're making plans for later.
Do you think they're heading to gigs, perhaps?
I think they're going to gigs tonight. Maybe the Dubliner first, based on I couldn't read lips there, but happy hour, the Dubliner, thought I saw.
Just don't go to District Rico, please.
District Rico. Oh. Finish me off.
I watched it. It was gross.
Lindsey to pass. He's got time. He moves out to his
got
right.
his guy
He's on the run.
All right.
Nice little catch there and get out of bounds by Lincoln Shelton. Are we moving the sticks here? Or are they calling it fourth down? It's going to be fourth and inches.
Man, the Eagles have been on the wrong side of a lot of spots on third and fourth downs on both sides of the ball. It's a 53-yard field goal. That's not happening.
With the wind at their back, though. DeMatha student section getting loud. We got a timeout on the field. And it's going to be a timeout. It's Gonzaga burning their last time out here. That's a tough way to burn your last time out with only 21 seconds to go. But they saw something they didn't like. And they've tried to run short yardage already today, and DeMatha's had an answer for it. So see if they can't put something together here for this short yardage play. You get the first down and spike it, and then maybe take a shot at the sideline to give your kicker a hope.
And you need a hope, and I will say this. You need some hope because you're going up against the best defense I've seen all year. In person, on tape, you can watch as much film as you like, but if you're sitting where we're sitting, you can feel the speed of this defense, Ken.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. And when DeMatha is in those all-white unis with the white helmets, they just look like a blur. I mean, I've been on the wrong side of that on many a Saturday afternoon. I understand what Jason Lindsay is looking at. It's happening quicker than it's happened all year long, and you're going to have to adjust.
4 wide receivers for Lindsay with David Fred in the backfield. DeMatha brings 3. Lindsay to throw. And it'll be a turnover on down, so with 17 seconds left. DeMatha's offense will come onto the field, and we'll see if Coach McGregor is going to be content with a 14-point lead at halftime and the ball first in the second half.
Well, anytime you hand it off to Bud Coombs, you have a chance. I think, you're
going to at least make
either
that.
kneel on it or hand it off, but I'm handing it off. I trust my senior to not put the ball on the turf. Nope, kneeling on it.
Coach.
I would never argue with Bill McGregor.
He's probably got some Lido's pizza over there he wants to get to. There's the down. That'll do it. And after 2 quarters here on I Street, Gonzaga 0, DeMatha 14. We'll be back for a second half of action in about 10 minutes or so. We'll see you then. All right, welcome back, and thanks for staying with us for another half of action from I Street as the Gonzaga Eagles play host to the DeMatha Stags. DeMatha on top, 14-0. I'm Ken Meringolo, joined by Kevin Ricca. Kevin, the first half, Gonzaga offense couldn't get a lot going, and really you can't say enough about the DeMatha defense being responsible.
No, Dino Campbell's crew is playing up to their capabilities this afternoon. We know how good they are, but we haven't gotten to see them live yet. And Ken, it's eye-popping to see how fast they are in defense. Of course they're aggressive, physical. Of course their their defensive coordinator is a guy that's been around forever. They're playing like it today. They're clicking on all cylinders on the defensive side, and that has absolutely been the name of the game. 4 straight 3-and-outs for the Eagles. They just got to find a way. And I thought they started to find a little bit of something when they were sprinting out off play pass, having the sophomore. We talked about him getting rid of the ball quickly in the flat. They were able to gain early yards on first down. I think we'll see a lot more of that in the second half.
As Coach McGregor and Father on his left as they get the DeMatha Stags ready for a second half of action. We need to mic him. That's what we do next time. We're miking Bill McGregor. I want to know what he's saying to those kids, because I'll tell you one thing, they're going to come out ready to go for 2 more quarters.
Well, let's mic up both coaches,
yes.
right? I mean,
100%.
Listen, Randy Trivers has won 80 games here as the head coach at Gonzaga. Listen, in his 11th year, that is another ridiculous stat. Unfortunately, DeMatha has been top 10 in the area 38 of the last 42 seasons. This is a team that's been the number 1 team in the area 8 times. This is a coach that has won 17 titles. So it's going to be hard work and dedication here. They're not going to be able to pull any tricks on this guy, but I know this. Defensively, Gonzaga can play. They can play with this offense. They need some better field position. They need a big play on offense or special teams to get this whole stadium rejuvenized, because right now it's a little more quiet than they'd like.
We need to rejuvenize these guys.
Is that a thing?
Rejuvenize. Slimpy. We're coming up with words. It's a word creation. Every Saturday we come up with at least a couple new ones.
T-Bird, where you at, brother? Could use you real quick.
Luke Hodgkinson with the squib kick, and it makes some guys miss. And DeMatha will take over here in the second half at their own 34-yard line, 35. And we saw Coach Trivers and Jason Lindsay have a nice long meeting here on the field during halftime. We'll see what they talked about when he gets out there. But first, get a chance to see what Denzel Gardner coming out of the tunnel looks like here in the second half.
Oh, he looks great. Number 1 with the sleeve. 6'1", 200.
Yeah, he looks the part. Handoff, Bud Coombs, and he'll be met after a couple 2-3 yard gain by the linebacker. You get to say his name, Will Day, the junior linebacker.
And he was there fast. That was 5 guys in on that tackle there. This Gonzaga defense can play ball too. They run around and make plays. They were up against it the majority of that first half. It'd be a huge stop to get a 3-and-out quickly here and let the offense take a crack at it.
Quick throw out to the side, and LeVar Keys, and he's trying to find his way forward, and he's going to get pushed back. And it'll be 3rd and 10 as the Gonzaga defense is moving the Stags backwards.
Yeah, huge play there.
And now DeMatha with a 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and 11 here.
Braden Duvall getting in on the action there too as well, Ken.
Denzel drops back. He's looking to throw. He's checking his options. Now he turns and runs. He's got some room. He's going to have first down yards. He'll be able to get out of bounds.
It's almost unfair. It's almost Jaden Daniels like, yep, it really is. You see him back there, and then he's gone. There's nothing you can do with an athlete like that. You just got to contain him, which they did. That doesn't help him stop from moving the chains.
1st and 10. Ball at midfield.
Excellent pass protection up front, but Gonzaga was playing coverage, tremendous coverage. You do everything right, and a guy like that just pulls it down and beats you with his legs. You regroup and get after it again.
Bud, behind his blockers, puts his pads down, and he gets a 5-yard gain on first down.
Braden Duvall again. You know, eventually the two smartest guys in the field are going to collide. Talking about pregame, Denzel Gardner and Braden Duvall awarded for their academic proficiency. How about that one?
When you say pregame, I just think burrito.
Oh, done with this. Shout out District Rico.
Denzel keeps. And that ball was almost loose. It was a good tackle. It's going to be just short of a first down to be 3rd and half a yard. I tell you what, I'm wrong again. They're going to give it to him.
It's
the chain gang strenuously disagrees.
Honestly, there's been some weird spots. That was very odd. It's right in front of us.
It's right in front of us.
We had the best vision of anyone, and that's wasn't a first down.
DeMatha on the move. Coombs calling out the blitzer. Denzel changing the protection. 2 on the shot clock. And they did not get it. Oh, they did. I thought I heard a whistle. Deep ball.
Great defense. Great defense right there. Lonnie L.J. McAllister heading to Stanford, showing why.
L.J. 3 sticks.
That's a big-time job, making sure that that ball was not caught. L.J. McAllister, we've been calling his name out for years as well.
James Pace, the intended receiver. Maybe
Josh
not.
Parker.
Josh
Parker.
I'm like,
Josh
wait a second.
Parker.
It was a super tall guy. I know it was a tall DeMatha player. Over 6'4". Bud Coombs. And he gets stood up at the line of scrimmage, and it is going to be 3rd and 10. And again, this Gonzaga defense with another opportunity to get off the field. It would be a 57-yard field goal from here. I believe Alex Amaya has it in him. I don't think Coach Bill McGregor particularly enjoys going for 50-plus yard field goals historically.
Nah, that's not happening.
Denzel to throw, and he's got his biggest
hit.
Receiver, and I'm telling you, he is standing forward, and he got the first down after contact.
How about that individual effort? Yards after catch, yards after contact, whatever you want to call it. There was a lot of excellence there.
I mean, yards after multiple tacklers were on him. I mean, he moved the referee. We watched the referee move from one side of the stick to the other with that effort from Josh Parker.
The junior.
Saw a red flag down. I thought maybe Coach McGregor was challenging something. It's just red paper.
I thought it was those cleats, those DeMatha red cleats. 2 on the play clock. Got it off on time.
Denzel to throw. Middle of the field, and he's got LeVar Keys. And it'll be 1st and goal as Denzel got his man in some open space. And there's a late flag. Going to be some after-the-play stuff going on Sportsmanlike.
How about this throw? He sits there, steps and throws. Perfect pocket, perfect throw, great route. That's running offense.
It's going to be on DeMatha.
Maybe a little taunting after the play.
The play resulted. Well, wait a second. That was first down. The play would have resulted in a first down.
And it was after the whistle.
And it looked like a dead ball foul.
Yes. They should go to the spot.
Yep.
March it back 15 yards. It'll be 1st and 10.
They're going to call – right now they're setting up for first and 25.
Well, I just love setting myself up for failure. Sitting next to a guy who ate a burrito for 85 pounds for breakfast.
It's a bad look for you. Pretty much all day, no matter which way you slice it. And you don't slice burritos. Everyone knows that.
Well, wow. First and 25. We're going to learn that rule book one day.
All right, time to play tough here for the Eagle defense.
I'll tell you right now.
And we got a
Coach
timeout on the
McGarrett
field.
cannot be happy. That's a brutal, brutal penalty.
And they're talking about this. I'm trying to understand. If it was a dead ball foul, why wouldn't it have been?
Agreed.
Okay.
That's what I thought. But once again, I'm not afraid to be wrong live on air.
Yeah.
Relentlessly.
I'm what I mostly am. They might have to come to us to get a spot on using the replay officials. Nope. Here we go.
Well, it makes me feel better that they weren't certain.
No one really is sure. You just got to look confident when you do it. LeVar Keys motioning from right to left. A lot of room on the right side of the field. Let's see what Denzel does with that. As he moves out to the right side. And he gets shoestring tackled.
Tyson Harley.
Yeah.
Showing his athleticism. And here's why Randy Travers knows he can play coverage and rush forward. With two guys like that on the edge, you're going to get pressure. You don't want to force a guy like Denzel out of the pocket and watch him make plays on the perimeter. First and 25, playing coverage, tackling the quarterback. That was an excellent job right there by Tyson Harley. And
you got to make that tackle, because if you don't, Denzel's at least 15-plus yards up the field before he stopped. Second and long still here for the Stags. And it's a carry. Bud Coombs is on the move.
And that's fine. You got to just tackle the ball carrier. Gonzaga's in the right spot. And you got to win on 3rd and 16.
Yeah, it's going to be all of it here. Keep the flags in the ref's pocket. Make a tackle. And at worst, get out of here, but with only giving Alex Amaya a shot on his foot.
And here we go. It's Jaden Lamar rules now for Denzel. I mean, this is what it is. Yep. We're going to get to see that matchup this weekend. But right now, you got to play defense with him with kid gloves. You know, you got to take your opportunities. But
he's going to look to get out of the pocket.
Rushing 4.
Quick throw out to the side. And be short of a first down and be 4th and about 8 or 9.
42-yarder. We might see a field goal opportunity.
Yeah, Alex Amaya is making his way to the field, and here he comes. So we're calling that, 26, 30, 36, 40, 42, 43 yards. You're right. Here we go. We'll see where they put it down.
So you want to transfer to the league and kick some field goals. Now you know what it feels like to do it in front of the Gonzaga student section on the road down in D.C.
Amaya from the left hash. The hold will be at the 33-yard line. The kick is blocked. The kick is blocked.
Uh-oh.
And it'll be Gonzaga ball. Now the question is, where does the ball go?
At the 3-yard line. It's like a punt.
Okay, that's what I wasn't putting together. That's a tough break, but hey, listen, you blocked a field goal, and that again, those are the kinds of plays you have to do. If you're going to give up block punts, you're going to have to put a blocked field goal on that stat sheet.
Conrad Singh's going crazy. He says the ball should come out.
Referees are going to talk about it. I believe Conrad. That's what I thought too, but I'm not smart.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Conrad Singh is smarter than Kevin Ricca.
Yeah,
I coached him. He didn't need to be coached. He understood the offense from the inside out.
So Conrad's saying that was blocked. The ball, and I don't understand how the referees wouldn't know that the ball was blocked. It was clearly blocked.
Obviously, I don't know. It's another reason to dislike referees. They know more stuff than us sometimes.
People who are smarter, they need to use their power for good.
I'd like to keep those guys around.
Yeah, of course. All right, we got some conferencing and conferring going on the field. We'll get this explained. But
I don't know why it wouldn't be at the 3. I'm not sure, but it was blocked. But like, it's no different than punting. It was a little weird when the DeMatha player grabbed the ball and walked into the end zone with it. But I think it's down on the touch. Man, has Gonzaga had their backs to their goal line like all afternoon. Man.
I mean, they've already started the drives in this exact spot multiple times.
The DeMatha special teams have been A+, along with that defense. That's a tough combo.
Give up the middle, and it's good for a couple yards to get away from that goal line, but they're still buried back there.
You got to give your defense a chance to come over here and catch their breath. And that's a tough offense to go up against. You got to stop. No points. Just a first down here is all they're hoping for.
Sophomore puts on a hard count as he looks over to the
I formation here.
Yeah, sidelines.
I left.
It's going to be another run, and they'll get a push.
I haven't seen I left lead right in quite a while. I liked it. Get your fullback in there, matching on the linebackers. Give your running back a chance to not have to have an unblocked linebacker in the hole.
It's going to be 3rd and about 5. And with 3.5 minutes or so to go here in the third quarter, you got to kind of tip your hat a lot to what. I mean, it was 14-0 right away.
Yep, they have hung in there, no doubt.
Lindsey to throw, and he's going to run, and he's dropped in. Right now they're calling it inside the end zone. I don't know if they're going to give him forward progress to the inch line.
I think he barely got out. I think he was thrown from inside the end zone out on the tackle by Jermaine Minnis, the sack by Jermaine Minnis.
I mean, that ball is in the shadow of the goal line.
They ran a little twist action, and oh man.
Minnis.
Yeah.
He's a menace.
Yeah.
Kick is away, and it's his best kick of the day, and it's when he needed it the most. The ball's fielded on the 45.
There's blockers out wide.
Varkey's is following him. He's got a little bit of a trade, and Marco, the tight end, with the special teams
nice tackle there.
And DeMatha is setting up pretty much where they left off on the last drive, right around the 30.
It's deja vu all over again.
It sure is.
The playing on one side of the field in each quarter. Gonzaga asking this defense to once again hold strong here. This quarter's flying by right now. 2:32 in the third. There's only been each team's only possessed it once.
Yep. Flag. I don't know if it's going to be a false start. Yep, false start on the offense.
You're not getting by on this guy. This official does not like the flinchings.
That's 5.
But no one's arguing. I think he.
Yeah, the offensive lineman right away knew he got busted.
He did.
Still technically in a Maya field goal range. Bud Coombs casually getting ready in the backfield as Elijah Lee motions to the H. Denzel looking to throw. He's got some time. He's moving out to his right, and he gets dropped by Tyson Harley.
How about the team defense? They all maintain their gap space. They maintain their ability to keep Denzel corralled. That's a great job team defense-wise for the Eagles.
Yeah, the back end led by Kainoa Winston. And who was that else back then? Deuce Arnold.
He's surrounded here. Everyone's maintaining their position. That's how you play defense against a quarterback like this. That's a great job there. Tyson Harley, he can play ball too.
All those guys, Sexy Rexy getting involved.
This Gonzaga defense right now is they're playing lights out.
Denzel gives to Bud Coombs. Bud Coombs is dropped in the backfield. Tyson Harley again. He's living in the backfield.
Have a series, number 7.
And that's going to bring up
for loss, sack.
Third and, I mean, it's more than 3rd and 20. It's 3rd and 20-something. 1.5 here. 3rd and Tyson Harley's talking to his teammates here on the sidelines, and they're talking right on back to him. Huge drive for number 7 here for Gonzaga. And now the Eagles defense looking to close it out. Denzel to pass. He's looking to his left. Now he's progressing through, and now he's running. This is where he's dangerous. And they get him out of bounds. It would bring up about 4th and 12 to 4th and 13 or so, and we'll see.
34, 51-yard field goal.
Does Alex Amaya? He's not coming out. Offense stays on the field.
I'll tell you, Tyson Harley has a chance to cap off one of the better defensive stands individually that we've seen all year long.
Carter Meadows.
He's going to get low,
on the
dip,
side.
rip. Try for his 3rd tackle for a loss this series.
Gonzaga
Now he plays coverage.
5. Great pass, Josh Parker. And he'll be brought down, and he'll have first down yardage on 4th and 14. They get 15 yards.
Senior quarterback stud hanging in that pocket on 4th and 12, delivering the ball right on the money. And I'll tell you right now, Josh Parker's made his presence felt this afternoon on the field here. What a nice target to throw to in the middle of the field. The 6'4", 180-pound guy with a great catch radius, the ability to run with the ball afterwards, soft hands.
Bud Coombs, he's got blockers. He's going all the way up the middle, and he dives into the end zone for a DeMatha touchdown. And that was individual effort combined with every single man in a white hat doing their job.
And that DeMatha offensive line.
Yes.
That was their drive. The pockets they created for Denzel, the holes they created for Bud.
And Bud Coombs is going to take a much-needed breather in the end zone.
So he was getting horse-collared. Well, the cramps are evident today. You saw me at halftime.
You saw you tried to step over that caution line.
Stepped over the caution tape, got a hamstring cramp. Thank God the trainers were so active.
You know who hasn't had any hamstring issues today? The burrito guy.
Do you have hamstrings?
A couple hamstrings.
All right.
Every once in a while, I pull them out for show.
They don't.
22 seconds in the 3rd quarter. And we'll get an extra point from Alex Amaya with no time ran off the clock. So Gonzaga will close out the 3rd quarter and get the 4th quarter started with the ball. And Bud Coombs, it looked like he just had a little cramp there. And now he's going to celebrate as he goes by.
That's an old-school celebration. Just the old-school touchdown.
And there he goes, getting a little bit of help from his, and even Coach McGregor out on the field. He's just such a hard worker. You watch him, all the cliches, the lunch pail guy. I mean, he runs hard. He knows where he's supposed to be. He uses his blockers well.
He's an all-league WCAC running back and one of the best baseball players on the East Coast. This guy is a freak athlete.
Amaya, the lefty. And that's good into the parent section, right over the Joe Rada sign. 21-0 as we'll close out the 3rd quarter here in just a couple of plays. Gonzaga defense, they had some chances there. You can't say they didn't. They had DeMatha in long yardage a couple times, especially on 4th down. And Denzel just stepping up into the pocket and delivering to his 6'4", 6'5" wide receiver to move the chains, and then Bud Coombs does the rest.
And we talked about it in pregame. 2 players to watch, Denzel and Bud. These guys have been doing it, I said, year 4, 30 wins between them. And when you watch guys play in this league for 4 years, the development we get to witness today, I mean, it's remarkable how good they are. They've gotten their bodies in the top condition, and This is a two-headed monster on offense that every defense in the league is going to struggle, every one. And you got a guy out wide making plays like Josh Parker. Then you got number 5, LeVar Keys in the mix. All of a sudden, this DeMatha offense looks like they can start clicking here. And you saw the mid-range. We talked about using every inch of the field.
Yep.
Multiple times in that last drive, you saw Denzel linking up at the 10 to 15-yard range.
With a little touch on the ball, too. Something, last year, he has a howitzer for an arm.
He really does.
But to soften up a little bit, I remember T talking about that last year. If he just puts a little extra air under some of his passes, and today he's been on point.
Today he's been lights out.
Yeah, very accurate, going to the right spot, using his legs when he has to. He hasn't forced a single thing really all day long, and again, he just showing you what the value of that senior, gifted, talented quarterback, is for Coach McGregor.
But he's been forced to earn it. This Gonzaga defense has played tremendously well. They've had their back against the wall all afternoon. They have been giving the ball in terrible spots, and they have competed. This is just a damn good football team they're playing against. That's the facts. Listen, Roman Catholic is one of the best offenses that I've seen all year long with a quarterback that torched St. John's.
Undoubtedly.
They go up there, and it's 42-6 at halftime. I mean, this is no joke.
That was eye-opening, by the way.
That was eye-opening
because for a second it looked like the WCAC was getting bushwhacked, and then all of a sudden DeMatha said, "We got you guys," and they took it to Roman Catholic as Jason Lindsay, running for his life in the backfield. It'd be a loss of about 1 or 2 as DeMatha gets back for the sack, and guess who?
Oh boy, Noah Chambers.
Here we go. We'll see.
He gets inside. Look at that pursuit.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. As Gonzaga will switch fields here. It'll be fourth quarter beginning here with 21-point deficit. Points are officially incredibly important.
You nailed that.
Thanks,
by the
buddy.
way. There's a reason why. You get the big bucks.
It's like
points in football. What was it?
Incredibly important.
Yeah, you got it.
No, but more so now. More so now. It's like when they tell you, they're like, "Hey, listen, you're getting a stroke here. We really need you on this hole." And you're like, "Oh, sure. Then I'll try now. Now I'll try."
Okay.
Because I haven't been trying before. Although you're always the one giving the strokes, Mr. Woods.
I have no comment.
Glorious, glorious scene here. This place
really is
full to capacity. Terry
it's
Kernan promised it, and he delivered.
No, this is one of the coolest places to watch a high school football game that I've been to. Looking at the way they set us up here, right on the 40-yard line, perfect, eye level.
Hide your daughters.
There you go.
My man Ford Deeran's in there somewhere. I'm not going to look too hard to try and find him, but he's there. Get it while the getting's good, boys. It's going to be about 50 degrees colder in about 3 weeks.
Kanoa Winston in a quarterback.
Five on the play clock. And he's going to run, and it is tough sledding back there today as he was immediately met in the backfield by a DeMatha defender.
Noah Chambers.
Noah Chambers. And that would be a loss.
And it looked like
Jason Lindsay checks back in. I mean, Beasley and company in the middle. Minnis, Chambers, Pace, inside, outside. There's not a lot there.
This very well may be the best defense in the league.
Lindsay looking to throw. Coming down the sidelines. And he just overthrows Kanoa Winston.
Excellent coverage out there. Mark Martin and Devon Bertrand. And they're trying any way they can to get the ball into number 5's hands.
That's
because,
right.
I mean, he's so dynamic and it's obvious, but just 3rd and 12 is going to be tough.
Holly on to punt. Good snap. And it's off the side of his foot. It's going to be good field position for DeMatha. We'll see where they spot that as we play the Price is Right yodeling game, and the referee heads on up the field. We'll see where he stops. And he's up there. It looks like it's going to be inside the 30.
How many people got that reference, do you think?
Luke got it. That's all that matters.
He was just waiting for us to talk about Barker's beauties.
Yeah, he was waiting for the little showcase showdown.
Sounds like the beginning of a Cypress Hill CD. Nice job, Meringolo.
Denzel in the backfield with Elijah Lee. Who gets the carry? Oh, we're going to have a dead ball scenario.
I was just going to say, after the little cramp up situation, we're going to see some Elijah Lee. We're going to see some. There's going to be a lot of handing off here for the next 11:02 for the Stags.
Yeah, they want to work clock, but I mean, when you start inside the 30, there's only so much clock. But they'll work what they can. First and 15 here for DeMatha. I always like to call out the center's name when he's done a good job. Aiden Smith, the senior center for DeMatha, has had a good day. I don't want to jinx him, but
I like that.
Got to give the center some credit.
We never call the linemen out because of their penalties. It's rude.
Elijah Lee picking and choosing his way up, and he's going to get some of that penalty yardage back. Unfortunately, I called out Aiden Smith's name, and he comes off the field on the very next play. He's got an equipment issue with his helmet.
Well,
he'll be
whoever
fine.
just came in, holy moly.
He's the biggest player on the field.
Kevin Nesbitt,
Yeah.
the sophomore.
6'6".
That's not enough time to grow that big. He's gigantic.
All right, and so now what you have is you have shuffling around. No one knows where they're going because Aiden Smith came out, put someone else in at center. Nesbitt plays left tackle. We got a dead ball, and they're going to call it a timeout. Nope, they're going to give it a delay game to DeMatha. And that's what it was. Maybe see if Aiden is allowed to come back in the game, because when he came in, when he left the field, no one knew where they were supposed to go, and here he comes. And they're going to make him stay off because he's got to stay off for a play.
One play, yep.
Yeah. All right, so this is a note. Now make sure everyone knows where they're going to be. As Anthony Truman in at center. Denzel with a keeper. He's looking for the right side, and Gonzaga. Nice pursuit.
Exactly right. Great pursuit. This is a very good defense, Ken. They're very, very good. They, like I said, they've been fighting for everything all day long. They've been up against it, and they've competed and battled. You can see that pursuit. There's guys all over the place. And, of course, L.J. McAllister making that play at the end there.
Elijah Lee stays in at tailback. We do see Bud Coombs on the sideline. He looks fine, but
no one knows about the next 6 weeks more than Bill McGregor.
That's
and
right.
How important that is.
Denzel pulls it back at the last second.
And he took a shot there. Kanoa Winston hits like a freight train. He finally got a chance today to show it. That was a pop there, man.
Yeah, Denzel gets up right away, but
what a cut.
There it is. It's going to be fourth down and short here, as I wasn't sure if they were going to give him the spot or not. So it will be fourth down with Elijah Lee in the backfield. Michael Boxley, the up man. And Elijah Lee's got enough and then some as he fights his way inside the 5-yard line. First and goal, Stags.
It's hard. It's hard. We don't have a time of possession stat, but I think we all know that it would be heavily in favor of the Stags right now, which is telling me this D-line has been on the field for just a ton of snaps.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, they're giving what they got. But there's only so much you can ask out of your D. Oh, man, he's on it. Guess what happened?
He loves it.
Uh,
He loves it. That'll back him up 5. It'll remain 1st and goal for the Stags.
Like, do the refs text each other like, got him 5 times today? Yeah, you did. Nice job, bro. First and goal from the 10. Clock running with 8.5.
Dude, every time Kevin Nesbitt comes onto the field, it's something. It's like an event.
Can we get him to stand right here? This sun is killing my fat head.
Elijah Lee, left side, leaps over the line of scrimmage, and he's just inside the 2-yard line.
The junior, next in line.
Yeah, that's what a line it is. The DeMatha running backs.
Oh, man.
They're in good hands going forward. Not to mention their running back who is direct snap to on every single play, Denzel. As he hands off to Elijah, and he gets bent up inside the 1. They're not.
I think that's a stop there.
The inside judge is calling it a stop. The outside judge is calling it a touchdown. And it's going to be
and the head judge is blowing the clock. Start that play clock.
He's like, hey, let's let it go. It's going to be DeMatha ball on the 1-inch line. And you can see Elijah, he gets kind of bent up here, and that knee goes down. We'll see if we get a little Hyattsville push here. Up man again is Boxley. And that's a touchdown. As the referee signals. And DeMatha is now up 27-0 as Amaya will come out to make it 28. And
I tell you, big Zion Smith with the push there. And I'm not sure, but as I called his name out, he gave, I mean, that was a tremendous celebration.
It was.
It was like the San Diego chicken curse.
Amaya on for the point after. We talked about it in the third quarter.
Oh, flag on the ground. Look at that camera work. Oh, Did they throw it at our cameraman for being so awesome?
Might have been a camera. It's going to be a dead ball, personal foul against DeMatha, and they're going to put the degree of difficulty on this extra point for Amaya will be tougher. They'll back it up on the kickoff.
I'll tell you right now, Kevin Hunter on the camera right there. That's a big-time shot. Way to be, Kev.
Amaya, chip shot. It's up and good. 28-0 for DeMatha. We talked about it, Kevin, in the third quarter about how Gonzaga was hanging in there. It was 14-0 right away, and then they just held them. But 4 quarters of this DeMatha team is going to be a lot for even these WCAC teams that are used to it year in and year out. There's a reason Hyattsville has something to be excited about this year in the WCAC football scene.
I don't see how. Well, we'll see. It's the WCAC.
It's the WCAC.
It's going to be hard to score 28 points against DeMatha for the rest of the season. This defense has jumped out. Listen, we've seen a lot of ball in our time. This defense is smothering. It's suffocating. The team speed is relentless. The 2 linebackers are sideline to sideline. They got all the pieces. And when Dino Campbell is the maestro, oh, man.
And they're going to back up DeMatha here on the kick. And this might be the best way to get Kainoa Winston a carry.
There you go.
back Amaya up 15 yards. It's going to be
Yeah,
hard for him to.
How good has Amaya been today, Ken?
He's been a factor.
A huge factor. The transfer has been a huge factor on I Street today. Multiple coffin corner punts, pinning the team down. He got the field goal was blocked. He's made every extra point. The kickoffs away from Kanoa Winston, and he's been great. He's a weapon. He's
an absolute weapon. We talk about the way you build your team. A lot of defensive linemen, offensive linemen, running backs, linebacker, safeties, up the middle, strength. And by the time you get to kickers and some of these other players, there's not a whole lot left over. But programs in the WCAC year in and year out, they're putting guys like Alex Amaya in the folders. Lincoln Fisher, he's moving up the field. He's got some blockers. He's got to break one more tackle, and he won't, but he'll give the Gonzaga their best field position to start on the day. Inside DeMatha's 40. A little spark.
The senior heading to Holy Cross. Put that on the senior year highlight reel because he was scooting there. He had a crease. I thought he had a chance to go there for a second.
Holy Cross. Shout out to our stat guy from Gonzaga last year, Billy Cannon, watching live from Holy Cross today, along with a couple other former Gonzaga players.
Absolutely.
Always wishing.
David and Maddie Dugan. I love that the Holy Cross comes down here and gets the guys. Bobby Luongo, the center at St. John's, heading there. They'll be teammates. That's pretty cool, man.
All right, Gonzaga looking to change that donut on the scoreboard, and they got good field position to get that done. It's Lincoln Fisher motions into the backfield. Fake handoff to Fred. A quick swing out to the left side, and I mean,
they're so fast.
Seems unfair.
They're so fast, man. They're so fast. They play downhill. They don't hesitate. They're aggressive. This is a hell of a defense.
They're right there. I mean, listen, that throw was there. The receiver was open, and
Thomas Berry decided not going to let you have many yards on this play.
Sound tackling, good execution. Everyone really just doing their job at such a high level on this DeMatha defense.
That's a great read by the young quarterback, and he got rid of it on time. That's the development you're looking for. Nice job out there, Jason Lindsay.
Samuel Terry.
And we said we'd say his name
today. We sure did. The long line of members of his family that we've had a chance to cover, and DeMatha's got a guy down. I'm hoping and thinking it's just a cramp.
Did you say that when I hopped over that caution tape? Did you think it was an ACL?
I thought you split your shorts, if we're being honest.
Fair.
Yeah, it looks like just a cramp. This gives us a good opportunity to talk about all the fine folks who make it work here for First Amendment Sports and the team here. It all begins and ends with Luke David, our spiritual production leader. I mean, the guy is everything.
Just because he bought your burrito, you nut job.
Listen, again, he did buy my burrito. Brian Trotman, the production manager, gets it done at a high level every week. And Harlan, Kevin, and Sean, you guys are killing it.
I love being a part of this team. I love my teammates. These guys are great at what they do. We're average at what we do, but it's fun to hang out with these guys and do this on Saturday afternoons and Friday nights. So appreciate you guys being great at this.
I do it for burritos. Lindsay, hand off to Fred. He's chased down from behind. It's Jerry Boyer, the senior. He came in from the backside. I mean, and again, David Fred's not going to always get caught from the back, but there's nowhere for him to go forward. He's trying to find a path. If you watch him try, and as he's searching for it, the defense is on him from all angles. There's a flag on the field.
Who brings a defensive end off the bench that looks like 81 Jerry Boyer? Did you see him get downhill on that?
And that's going to be a penalty on DeMatha. That's going to move.
What was the call?
The chains, and it was 15-yarder, it looks like. So that's going to be a personal foul on DeMatha, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 15. Gonzaga's best chance to put points on the board at 5.5 minutes to go in this game. David Fred with a fake.
Great job.
Marco
with
the catch, and Lindsay risking life and limb to deliver that ball, and he did.
I don't know how he got rid of it, but that's a great job there.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to take that hit, and he put it on the money.
Good fake to Fred. He's got good mechanics. These sophomores in this league, they come in right away. I mean, they look good. Just need a little seasoning.
Yeah, and he's going to absolutely grow from today, because I'm telling you right now, from being in that spot, playing the preseason schedule or the non-conference, all of a sudden DeMatha is week 1. Things are happening so fast. Great look.
David Fred, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown Gonzaga, the home team will not be shut out on this Saturday.
Touchdown number 10 for David Fred in his senior year, and a first WCAC touchdown pass for Jason Lindsay. Nice job, fellas.
Good execution. They go to the air here on this drive. Benefited by some miscues, penalty-wise, by that DeMatha defense. And we get a look at Luke Hodgkinson on for the extra point.
That's great design there. Froze the outside linebacker with a tight end running a little slant or hook and hit your guy David Fred in the flat for 6.
And let him run in the flat for once. I mean, he's been running in the middle of 6'3", 6'4" defensive linemen all day long. Let him take on some defensive backs. Let him get a head of steam going into a secondary, which he hasn't had a chance to do all day. Good execution. Good play call, good execution by the Gonzaga offense. Everyone's going to say, yeah, it's 28-7. I'll tell you something. This is the first week. This is the first week of the WCAC games. You're gonna look at DeMatha. You're gonna say, yeah, everyone understands why there's such a prohibitive, overdog, if you want to call it, in the WCAC early. But by the time you get to November, mid-November, every single year he's been here on I Street, Coach Randy Trivers has taken a team into the fall, early winter that does things that you didn't think that they could do, because they just kept getting better over the course of the season.
I echo that sentiment. His teams get better, and better. He is a heck of a coach, and he understands what he wants to accomplish. The Gonzaga team, every year, we call the St. John's Gonzaga game. We would have called a game weeks previous. We can see the improvement in the youth. We can see the improvement in the overall team. They know what time is the best time to be prepared. You can't win the WCAC championship in September.
September or October, that's right.
But you can put yourself on the right track.
Onside kick attempt.
It's a very good one.
And DeMatha hands team comes through. See who that was. Oh, who else? Jacob Wallace. Haven't had a chance to call his name out tonight. Not many quarterbacks are going to test him a lot in his defensive back spot.
Mr. Elijah Lee. Here comes about at least a couple handoffs.
I'd say about direction. 4 minutes and 43 seconds worth of Elijah Lee. But then what do we know as Bud Coombs takes the field?
I'm not afraid to be wrong 5 times on a broadcast. Just mark it down. This is the fun part.
Bud Coombs, he has earned the right to say when he plays and when he doesn't.
It's fair.
And it's his ball. And there he goes over the right side. Makes the guy miss. Points himself upfield. And he'll pick up a pretty hard-fought
it really is.
4 yards.
You see the pursuit of the gentleman in purple.
I love these players like Bud Coombs. We have Fahim Delan is another one of these guys, these seniors, or even these upperclassmen. Coaches would easily rather them not play in the fourth quarter, but before they can bench them, they're on the field.
Yep.
And they're pointing to everyone else, and it's their spot.
The love of the game.
Yeah.
They've earned the right.
And there's a lot of guys like that in this league. As Bud on the dive, he'll pick up 3, keep the clock moving. DeMatha can take this clock down to about 3:20.
I'll tell you, Braden Duvall's a tough kid, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's mixed it up multiple times today. He's in there sacrificing his body, friendly fire, but making that tackle with his teammate, Kanoa Winston.
There it is. I love these Gonzaga families. Loving the history of this matchup, and that's why we love coming to these places and being surrounded by these people. That's Coombs up the middle again, and
look at that. Yeah,
I mean, he's earning every inch of these carries.
Bud Coombs, Braden Duvall, seniors in this league, playing the game like veterans, and that was quite the collision. And that's why we come here and show up, getting to see guys like this do their thing.
And if we were in Hyattsville, The student section would be standing as Bud Coombs leaves the field. That should be it for him today.
And I'll tell you another thing, Ken. Walker Littleton.
Yes, I've been thinking the exact same thing. He's
the junior.
He's feisty.
Yeah, he's made a bunch of plays. He sacrifices his body for the greater good.
I know Winston is trying his hardest to play as close to the line of scrimmage, and there he is getting his hands around Elijah Lee. I've been watching him. He's like, hey, if you're not going to throw it deep, if you're not going to make me guard it, he's going to walk it all the way up, and that's what he did there, and he gets in the backfield for the tackle.
I remember a guy sending me videos of him playing football at Montgomery Village at the youth level.
Was it Keegan?
Maybe. The same man that invented social media. This guy has been a stud since he was little. I've seen him coming up, and I grew up in Gaithersburg. A lot of friends of mine saying, you got to see this guy. They were right, and I've gotten to see him a ton, and the kid's heading to Michigan, where he will be a major factor. He's the fastest man in the WCAC, the reigning 100-meter champion. Kid hits like I said, hits like a freight train. He's
so technically and fundamentally sound.
He has so many options, and he's going to have quite the career at Michigan, and I think he might not be done just yet. So after Michigan, but listen.
No. We have been around long enough. We've watched this league long enough. We know the Sunday players when we see them. You know, Kanoa is a Sunday player if he wants to be. If that's going to be his track, he certainly has the chops for it. We got some Sunday players coming up. I mentioned them already. You know, Fahim. There's a wide receiver for Good Counsel who played last night. Demarion Folks. He's a Sunday player.
But real quick, Kanoa and Fahim are two of the top 3 safeties in the United States of America, which means the world, in the universe.
That's right.
2 of the top 3 safeties in the universe right here at home in the Washington Catholic Athletic Conference.
Yep, these guys are players. Elijah Lee in the backfield. He gets the carry. That ball's down, and I believe Gonzaga has it, and they do it. Who else? The guy we just talked about, Walker Littleton.
You got to love this kid's game. You really have to respect it. He's quick, he's tough, and you said it. He's feisty, and when the ball finds you,
that's right.
He was thinking about running there.
He was. He's got it. And here we go. And Gonzaga called a timeout before that play. I guess they have a fumble play they call because it worked, and now they're going to go on offense and hit this ball. And listen, 2.5 minutes to go. They're down by 3 scores. This is just the beginning, everybody. This is the beginning of the meat of the real season in the WCAC, and Gonzaga's building some momentum.
The accuracy on these throws, I can't say enough. It makes the play work. Jason Lindsay, you said earlier, his mechanics, his fundamentals. He's legit. His feet are in the right place. His hips are in the right place. And every ball he's thrown today has been on the money. He's very, very accurate.
Yep.
When you're making those throws, a lot of times the young quarterbacks like to mess around and do the Pat Mahomes stuff and blah, blah, blah. Put the ball in the money. Do it the right way. Step throw. And this kid's got all the fundamentals.
He's moving out, he's getting chased. He puts the ball on the outside, and that is caught by Lincoln Fisher. What a catch.
The only place he could put that ball.
It was an amazing throw on the run, under pressure, and Lincoln Fisher brought it home.
And he took a hit. They might tack on 15 here because that penalty is in the roughing the passer scenario.
Oh, you're right. The referee is pointing.
But I saw the flag. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to get him for 15.
Yeah, that was an easy call. I can't tell you how important these reps are for this sophomore.
Absolutely.
He's feeling his way around like all sophomores have to in this league. I think he is the youngest starter on Gonzaga's entire roster.
Okay, so there was two penalties. One was declined, but the personal foul, roughing the passer, will be accepted. It'll move Gonzaga inside the 30-yard line. They'll be up to 26. It'll be 1st and 10, just under 2 minutes to go. And again, these crucial reps. Everybody's working for the weekend, and that weekend is the WCAC playoffs. And right now, Coach Randy Travers wants his sophomore quarterback to remember some success against this top-rated defense.
And he will.
And here he goes, throwing to the outside. What a great throw.
Dude, this kid's showing me something.
Yeah, it was delivered to the outside. And that's one of those pro throws, one hash to the other outside of the league, to the other side of the field. That was a... DeMatha is going to talk about this, but yeah, we'll see that throw. that was put in a pretty good spot.
If we're talking about how Randy Travers develops his team from this point of the season moving forward, and we're watching reps from Jason Lindsay like this in the intermediate passing game, this has to be something that every Gonzaga fan has to be excited about. He is back there throwing the ball on time, foot down, stepping forward. His hips are square. He's showing me a lot today, and what he's done up against the wall and whatever, on the move, in the pocket. What he learned today, you can't quantify. He's a special guy that people have talked about. I want to see it. We did.
That's kind of the genius of Randy Travers. You got to give him credit. He does put his kids in. He always puts his kids in the position where they can be successful. These Gonzaga kids, year in and year out, they're disciplined. They play for each other. And they're always better the next time you see them. And so good on Coach Travers and good on Jason Lindsay. This is the opportunity for them to take advantage of.
So I get the call from Coach Bob Malloy. He's a big Randy Travers fan and says, this guy's good, Kevin. This guy's good. I'm trying to explain to Coach how to get on First Amendment Sports to watch the game today. So if you're still listening out there, Coach, I appreciate you. You're my guy. Just stay on that First Amendment link and you'll be all right.
Tristan McCall, he wanted the 2-minute motion penalty. Nice little floater there to David Fred, and he's going to attack the goal line. Is he going to get there? He's going to be right at it. We'll see if they nope, it's not going to be in. They're going to be right inside the one. It'll be 1st and goal, and Gonzaga will get to the ball.
Jason Lindsay is not afraid to wait till the last possible second, knowing he's going to take the hit, delivering the ball on the money accurately. And this kid today has gotten way better. Forget about what he did before this. He has gotten so good today at the pace of this game with this DeMatha defense. He has a real feel for that pocket, Ken.
David Fred tries the middle of that DeMatha defense, and that's a hard way to make a living. As Noah Chambers, I believe, was at the tip of the spear. 2nd and goal. They're going to throw it. Jason Lindsay making a couple guys miss in the pocket. He throws it backwards. Across his body, I meant to say. I believe that was David Fred, the intended receiver. I'll check that, but as they had double tight ends on the right side of the end zone.
There was some smoke on that throw.
Throwing across your body. He threw across 17 of the 22 players on the field there, but his player had a chance at it.
So typically, you teach your QB, you don't want to do that. But I don't really teach QBs with howitzers all that often, and that guy right there, you just let it go. And listen, 54 seconds left. Go out there and make a play, young man. But you can see him feeling it right now.
Looking to throw again, moving to his right. Receiver wasn't looking. There was a lot going on over there.
I agree with Noah Chambers. The tight end was blocking, and I think he was the intended receiver. And while he was blocking Noah Chambers couldn't intercept the ball. And he's asking the referee, I want offensive PI.
I want offensive PI.
That was me.
All right,
there's defensive guys want to touch that thing.
4th and goal, I believe, is going to be where we're at right now, and it is. And it is 50 seconds on the clock, and this is Gonzaga's chance to put up double digits on the day. Johnny Gaskins at the H. Lindsay to throw, putting up into the back of the end zone. There's a flag down. It was intercepted.
It's going to be defensive pass interference, I think.
And
that was a slot fade. I love this slot fade. I really love this slot fade. And I believe that Randy Travers does as well. Jason Lindsay threw it right where we were supposed to.
Interestingly, a defensive pass interference is a half the distance to the goal and repeat 4th down. Not the way it is in the NFL. You only get one. You only get the extra down. You don't get another 4. So it ends up being, and they're going to bring in Kainoa Winston for this play. Hat tip to Jason Lindsay. Good job, young man.
I will tell you this. Kainoa Winston is running the ball here, and he is going to run through a brick wall if he has to.
We got a timeout on the field, and it's going to be DeMatha's timeout. Okay, here we go. And this is so much fun. I mean, you could say the game's not really in question anymore. Obviously, it's a 28-7 game with 45 seconds to go. But this is what we're here for. I want to see football plays. I want to see these guys execute. I want to see what call Coach Travers is making here. I love putting Kainoa Winston in here on the goal line. It's one down. You get one chance. let's practice that feeling of what you got to have it. If you don't, it's over. That's what all these kids signed up for when they came to the WCAC. They want to play against the best teams in the league, and they want to have chances to do it in front of crowds like this.
Yeah, no, this whole day has been spectacular. The atmosphere, the crowd, both teams, the unis are sweet, like aesthetically pleasing. We're in our nation's capital with the most beautiful sport in the world happening right in front of us. And hey, I'm very proud to be here. I know all these kids are as well. We're very grateful and thankful. So once again, appreciate you, Gonzaga,
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, please, and thank you.
Thank you, all Gonzaga administration. Bumping the clock. Kainoa in the shotgun, and he's going to tuck it, and he's going to point forward, and he aims for the goal line.
He will run through a brick wall for this play.
They're going to give it to him. If it's anywhere close, that referee needs to throw 2 arms in the air, and he did. They'll bring out Hodgkinson. Where's he at? Luke, the sophomore. And they'll run their extra point offense here. And this might be, you might just snap this ball and try your play.
They're going to kick it.
They're going to kick it. And I think 28-14, even though the game's not over, I think 28-14, assuming that our man Luke here puts it between the pipes. Let's let him do that first. Good hold. Kick is up, and it's good. 28-14 is a great-looking representation of what this game was. DeMatha in control, the rightful better team on, for everything but the last 39 seconds, which we haven't seen yet. They've earned it. DeMatha's earned it. Gonzaga's held tough, and they've played their butts off. And 28-14 against a DeMatha team like this, people are going to look at this score and they're going to think, okay, that was something.
It felt like it might get out of hand there
Yes.
for a second, and it felt worse than it was at only 14. And I will say that is because of the Gonzaga defense. They really came today to give what they had. They were not put in a great spot. It was not what they were looking for, but what they did and what they showed me is that they are an absolute great unit. This DeMatha defense, though, might be the best one in the area.
They're really impressive. They can take away multiple things, right? I mean, you always want to see. Bud Coombs is back here for the kick. Oh, it's Hanstein. You're right. My bad. I'm like, wait a second. What's Bud doing on the field? And we got John Holly, and he's going to get a chance for the onsider here.
He's good at this. He's squibbed and had 2 onsides, and watch. This thing's going to be it's a 50-50 here, Ken. Uh-oh.
Oh. Good job on the hands team for DeMatha. Who was that got underneath it? That was 23.
Terry Amos.
Terry.
I beat you to the.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, we're down a man. Shout out to T.
Not now.
Who's sitting at home loving watching his Stags and his coach get a big WCAC performance. We won't call it a win yet because the game's not over.
Well, I will say this, though. Not many people can call Coach McGregor Billy, but T can.
Yeah, I
does.
I shouldn't.
And
I said air raid Billy.
No, I'll be honest, you shouldn't.
I won't. And we're going to get a down and out here. And there it is. So they'll pump the clock, and that's it. That'll do
it right there.
We are just in a constant state of gratitude here. Our team here.
What a wonderful way to spend your Saturday afternoon.
It's the best time of year. We will be back again. We're off next week, but we got a couple of home games at St. John's before the playoffs, and of course
one including the Gonzaga Eagles, which we love being at that one.
The St. John's Gonzaga game in early November. So all you folks who chime in for that one, we look forward to bringing it to you. We'll of course bring you the playoff games that we can get on here for you, and as well as the championship. Once again, thanks to our team: Brian, Luke, Harlan, Sean, Kevin Ricca.
Shout out T-Bird Strachan.
Shout out T-Bird Strachan. I'm Ken Meringolo. We will be back again. The WCAC is spectacular.